Welcome to the Children's Ministry Policy and Procedures segment of the Safe Sanctuary training. This presentation covers the following topics: Children's Ministry goals, expectations for team members, safety and security procedures, how to deal with incidents and emergencies, where to find resources, and how communications are handled. Let's begin with the goals of Children's Ministry. Our first goal is to provide a child-friendly environment. Another goal is to provide relevant teaching. Our third goal is to provide varied experiences for our children. And our top priority is to provide a caring and safe environment for all children and team members. Let's move on to what is expected of our team members. We welcome all youth and adults on our team, but to be a leader, you must be at least 16 years old, and of course you must enjoy working with children. Team members are church leaders and role models, and setting a good example through appropriate behavior and language is critical to our ability to nurture faith and share God's love. Children's ministry team members will follow the safe sanctuary practices of having at least 3 people in a group, maintaining visibility, and using good touch. Honest and timely communication is a cornerstone of a successful team experience. If you are experiencing any sort of difficulty, such as with the behavior of a specific child, with equipment or materials, or other team members, please bring it to the attention of the Director of Children's Ministry or other Lord of Life staff member. It's important to not let a difficult situation fester and grow worse by not addressing it or by discussing it with people who cannot help resolve it. Life is busy and messy, and sometimes it is difficult to fulfill our volunteering or work commitments. Please make the Children's Ministry Director aware of absences by calling, texting, or emailing as soon as possible so coverage can be arranged. Group or event leaders and helpers should plan on arriving 15 minutes before the start of any scheduled event. You will feel more relaxed and your time will go more smoothly if you are ready and waiting when the children begin to arrive. Most children's ministry events and programs do not require much outside preparation. For Sunday school leaders, it's important to familiarize yourself with the week's Bible story and lesson plan. Children's events can be very active and sometimes a little messy. Your clothing should be casual, comfortable, and modest. You should maintain a professional yet practical image. Children's events are probably not the right time to wear your Sunday best. As we discussed in the best practices section, background checks are an important part of creating a safe sanctuary. All team members 18 and older will need to give written consent for a background check. This is paid for by Lord of Life. Now let's learn about some of our safety and security procedures. All children's events will have a check-in and check-out procedure. The check-in and check-out system tells us who is in attendance, who is authorized to pick up a child, whether a child has any medical alerts, and gives emergency contact information. The check-in and check-out form also functions as an important legal document whereby responsibility for a child is signed over to the church during check-in and returned to the parent or guardian at check-out. Each child must be individually checked in by a parent or adult guardian before participating in an event. Each field of the check-in form must be completed by the checking-in parent or guardian. Each child must be individually checked out by the parent or adult guardian specified on the check-in sheet. Sometimes parents or guardians will need to make arrangements for their child to be picked up by another adult. Children may be released to a non-parent, guardian, or someone not designated on the check-in sheet only if the pickup arrangements have been communicated to the event leader or children's ministry director prior to the pickup time. Children will not be released to siblings, friends, or family members who are under the age of 16. We maintain well child facilities, which means children who are showing symptoms of an illness may not participate in an event or meeting. Symptoms for non-admission include fever over 100.4 within the last 24 hours, vomiting or diarrhea within the last 24 hours, skin rashes, runny nose with yellow or green discharge, persistent coughing associated with a cold or respiratory infection, conjunctivitis or pink eye, lice, ringworm, or other parasites, or any symptom that could possibly be contagious. If a child does become sick during an event, remove the child from the group, make the child as comfortable as possible, and contact the Director of Children's Ministry or other Lord of Life staff member. Contact the parents if possible. Complete an incident report and return it to the Director of Children's Ministry. The Children's Ministry team follows several guidelines to ensure our young people are properly supervised. As noted in the Best Practices segment of the training, we follow the Rule of 3 and strive to have at least 2 adults or teens 16 years or older for each group of kids. Sometimes, however, limited personnel mean that we have only 1 adult or teen available to supervise a whole group of children. In all circumstances, maintain open doors and never let yourself be alone with a child. We also want to follow Texas's guidelines on adult and children ratios. That is, for children aged 3 years, there's 1 adult for every 15 children. For children aged 4 years, it's 1 adult for every 18 children. For children aged 5 years, it's 1 adult for every 22 children. And for children aged 6 through 13 years, it's 1 adult for every 26 children. One-on-one meetings may be held with a child but require parent permission. Approved one-on-one counseling sessions will be held in a room with an open door. Restroom use presents unique challenges when working with children. Unless specified arrangements have been made with the Director of Children's Ministry, only fully toilet-trained children will be permitted to participate in children's ministry functions. Children attending a children's ministry program, event, or activity should be able to use the restroom independently. 3- and 4-year-olds may not travel to the restroom alone. When accompanying children to the restroom, stand outside to wait with the door ajar if possible. Children in kindergarten through 6th grade should be able to leave the group or classroom in order to use the restroom independently. With all ages, be mindful of how long a child has been in the restroom and check in with him or her after 2 or 3 minutes. The Kids of the Kingdom Preschool maintains a playground that many of our children enjoy using under the following conditions. Only children aged 3 years through grade 4 may use the playground under the active supervision of a children's ministry leader and following the adult-to-child ratios. To ensure the safety of each child, leaders should actively supervise the children while walking around and ensuring the children are using the equipment in a safe manner. After play, the playground must be tidied with all equipment put away and trash picked up. The use of movies and other media is encouraged during most children's events. G-rated movies are the best choice. PG-rated movies require parent permission and PG-13 and R-rated movies are not allowed. As other forms of media, such as music videos, are not rated, children's ministry leaders should strive to make sure the media content is age-appropriate and adheres to the mission and vision of Lord of Life. Let's move on to how to handle incidents and emergencies. If a child sustains a minor injury, such as a scrape or a bruise, use first aid. Each KOK classroom has a first aid kit near the sink. There's also a first aid kit in the Lord of Life kitchen. Restrict physical activity until the child feels better, and be sure to complete an incident report. For more serious injuries, separate the group from the child, or the child from the group if the child is mobile. Administer first aid. Contact a Lord of Life staff member. You may send an older child or youth to get the attention of the nearest adult and have the adult locate the staff member. The staff member will help assess the situation and locate the parents while you comfort the child and administer first aid. Contact 911 if the injury is life-threatening and complete an incident report. You will need to complete an incident report after each injury and illness. Have the parent sign and date the incident report when he or she picks up the child. Give the incident report to the Director of Children's Ministry, and the Director will review the report and give a copy to the parents. In cases of severe weather, such as a hurricane, high winds, or heavy hail, move the children into the center of the room, away from windows. Keep calm and keep the children calm. You can keep the kids calm and occupied by singing or playing quiet sit-down games like I Spy. In case of a fire alarm or evacuation, first, count your children. Follow the evacuation route posted in your room, or move the children to the nearest building exit. Recount your children. Keep the children grouped, keep calm, and keep your children calm. Now let's go over some of the resources available to you as a team member. Each Sunday school classroom has at least one cabinet full of supplies such as Bibles, paper, markers, and glue. This is also a handy storage area to stash your personal belongings during Sunday school. We have a wide variety of craft supplies stored in a craft closet or Storage Room A located in the staff office wing. You're welcome to use any of the craft supplies you need. If you use the last of something, just let the Children's Ministry Director know. The craft closet is accessible on Sundays and during regular office hours. Lord of Life has several media carts that house a computer, projector, and audio amplifier. The carts and screens are available for use on a first-come, first-served basis. Lord of Life also has 2 TV DVD carts available to use. Contact the Director of Children's Ministry or the Lord of Life front office to reserve a cart, projection screen, or DVD cart. If you are using one of the KOK preschool rooms, please do not use any of their supplies or materials. If you do not have what you need on hand or in the Sunday school cabinet, contact the Children's Ministry Director or other staff member. Let's talk a bit about how communications are handled. You are encouraged to communicate your ideas and concerns to any member of the Lord of Life staff. If you have an idea for an event or a way to improve an existing program, please share it with us. Likewise, if you are experiencing a problem with another team member, a particular child, or an element of one of the programs, you're encouraged to communicate your concern with the Children's Ministry Director. The Children's Ministry team uses email as our primary means of communication. Sunday school leaders will receive weekly emails containing information about upcoming events, lessons, schedules, and program information. Team members are encouraged to use email communications that are not personal in nature, such as looking for a substitute for a particular Sunday. Urgent, time-sensitive information is best communicated face-to-face, by phone, or by text. Personal issues should be handled in person or by phone. This concludes the Children's Ministry Policy and Procedures training. Thank you. Your participation is greatly appreciated.